Hey everybody, welcome in or welcome back to the channel. This is Miss Tarot and we have for you today an end of the year reading. We are finally into the month of December, and for the next month we will be more than likely be closing out or trying to close out several chapters or things in our lives. So I will be kind of doing an end of the year kind of review, as well as expectations that will carry into, or things happening that will carry into the new year. I don't think this will be my 2025 reading, more than likely not. But this will be more focused on what to expect as we close out this year of 2024. Okay, so in front of you, we have three piles. We have the green aventurine stone, we have the carnelian in the center, and then we have the raw quartz point for pile 3. So take a moment to see which stone speaks to you, or which pile, doesn't matter, and I will catch you at your reading. See you in a moment. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the green aventurine stone, this will be your reading for what we are closing out into 2024, this final month of December. Okay, so I also pulled some oracle cards. We're going to use the Enchanted Map Oracle as well as the Fortune Oracle for a little bit of advice from Spirit at the end, as well as the Cupid's Arrow Oracle cards for a final message. Okay, so, and we are using, just in case you're curious, we are using the Golden Renaissance Tarot for our tarot clarification reading. Okay, so this is going to be what we are closing out, okay, which is education. All right, with the number 35, which reduces to 8. So that's kind of the infinity card, the possibility of, well, it's kind of like, I would probably say 8s are more about abundance for sure. But in this sense, with the education card, I do think it has a lot to do with wisdom. And it comes from participating, the choice of participating in life rather than just reading about it when it comes to learning, right? So you have been an active player in your own life instead of just letting things go. I guess you probably have been doing go with the flow, and that's not a bad thing, but you've been an active participant in terms of being able to observe and react and really study the things that are happening in your life right now. And it makes sense that you are somebody who watches tarot videos because you're trying to learn more about life and your inner self and what challenges and opportunities and how to deal with those situations, because tarot is kind of like a mirror, right? It really shines a light on things that more than likely you already know, and what you already have within you in your subconscious, or even in your just little conscious mind, that it just takes sometimes something to call it out, or to narrow or even expand your focus to see all the angles, right? So that's kind of what tarot does. It just puts a mirror up in front of your face. But sometimes life sends you to how do I want to say this in terms of education, an unfamiliar school. And you kind of have to learn by experience, right? And I think that this year coming to a close was a huge opportunity of learning and development on your own personal life journey and path for the year 2024. Okay, so it's important that you understand that this, no matter what happened for you, this was all happening for you and not to you, because not every single journey within this year was probably positive. But hindsight is kind of 2020, and when we zoom out, we can sometimes really see why things happened that led us down certain paths, and hopefully you're on a very good path. But let's take a look at what's ahead. Strength with the number 44, and that's another 8. So you have abundance coming in. You have some sort of infinite power and abundance coming in. This is lovely. Okay, a couple 8s. 8s are good. I love 8s. So there is going to be some serious strength and resilience when it comes to this. You're going to be so much wiser in 2025, I think, is kind of the main energy here, is just taking those experiences into 2025. But also, as we close this out of 2024, you're in the final chapter, right? You're just kind of, it's going to take a little bit more strength. Oh, hi. It's going to take a little bit more out of you, not in a negative way, towards the end of the year, but it is going to come to a close. And it feels very celebratory. Like, if you look at the two pictures here with strength, it's very dark and kind of brooding, and she's definitely, she's reading a book and she's being illuminated on certain things, but it might not be, I don't know, it just doesn't give me the vibe that there is a lot of happiness that is surrounding this. Maybe she's having to learn through a lot of hardship. And on this side of the page, then we have this person who's almost like celebrating. She has the world in her hands and she is reaching out, you know, to these sweet little sparkles, actually. But just kind of doing this lovely balancing act to where she's holding the world and being able to stay grounded at the same time. So it's really beautiful, actually, when you think about it that way. So let's take a look and see first. 5, please. Just a couple more. Really? You don't want to give me, just want 2 more. Thanks. And it gave me exactly 2. Okay, so here we go. So at the center of the reading, we have the Sun. That's amazing. So the Sun is the most positive card in the deck, and there really is this beautiful transition from this harder education, the school of hard knocks maybe that you had to go through this year, and moving into this beautiful, positive, radiant light of happiness. You have 8s here, and it's bridged by the Sun, and that I don't even know how to describe the positivity that looks like it's going to be, that's going to be coming into 2025 and closing out this month. So be celebratory, be positive, really take a look to see how far you've actually come this year in 2024, and understand, like I said, that this was happening for you and not to you, but celebrate those wins that you have achieved. There's something really valuable in looking back and saying, I survived that. I was resilient. I was strong. And understanding that what's coming is going to be even bigger and better. Okay. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Empress. We have the Lovers, okay, and we have the 5 of Swords, okay. So what we are kind of looking at here, closing out the chapter, I kind of get the sense that there might have been an ongoing conflict this year in terms of a relationship or a partnership or something, some sort of tumultuous relationship. It could be love interest, or it could not be. It doesn't have to be, but whatever I get the sense that this is very significant to you. This person is very important to you, but it's been rocky. There's been a lot of conflict, okay? I see that you've been trying to foster and create this sense of wholeness within the relationship, and something was really kind of preventing you from doing that. And I think a lot of the conflict was also holding you back from being this very loving person that you want to be in this particular relationship, and you did not know what to do about it. There's a very significant decision coming through towards the end of this year, and what I think they're asking you to do is to kind of tally everything up, tally up the score, and really have a good think about where you want to be in 2025. And if you really want to carry a certain amount of baggage for, forward into 2025, if you want to start afresh. And starting fresh doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of everything that is happening. It also could be just wiping the slate clean and moving forward with just the sense that we're going to leave all this crap in the background. We're going to address it, but there's no reason to make a decision to kind of live in the past and constantly be harping and bringing ourselves down and living in this kind of negativity, because we have the Sun card here. It wants you to move forward into a lot of positivity and happiness in the year to come. Okay. But let's get a little bit more clarification, because I do really want to get a sense of what kind of decision is coming forward. Give me just a couple. I need clarification on the Two of Pentacles, please. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands, broadening your horizons. Okay, that's always nice. I'll do that. Okay, hopefully that's coming in. Well, I'll just pop it here because we're just going to kind of keep it that way. So the Three of Wands, we're really taking a look at what is, it's a sense of community, but at the same time, it's kind of being able to master and broaden your horizons and really explore that kind of growth. The decision that you are going to make before the year's end is going to rely heavily on how much you have grown this year. It's going to continue to give you growth and insights as we move forward. But I do get the sense that most of you, when it comes to making a decision and kind of juggling two aspects, one of them is going to have to kind of drop. Okay. One of them is going to have to be your priority, and the other one is going to have to be, I don't want to say let go, but is going to have to be pushed in the background. So there's heavy emphasis on decision. The Lovers can speak to having a decision as well, but it also has to do with a relationship. So for those of you who are in a happy relationship, maybe pick another pile. But if you are experiencing a challenging relationship with a loved one or a significant other or something like that, then really pay attention to what is going to happen in the month of December, because I feel that there's been a lot of promises made, but not a lot of follow through. And with the Emperor, like what I was going to say with the Empress here, there's this like kind of motherly, nurturing feeling that I'm kind of getting from this reading, and the fact that you really want to give it your all. You really want to mother this situation and really give it a positive outcome. You're really putting all your love and hope and care into this. And I really think that has shown a lot of growth on you. Has given you a lot of growth for this whole year, or at least at the end of this year, because with the Five of Swords being very conflictual, I think that you've learned to kind of not only just be the better person, but be the more mature person and kind of let the other person do what they will, because you've realized that you have no control over what they do. You can only hold them accountable in terms of boundaries, and it's that loving mother nurturing energy where if you're dealing with like an unruly child, you love them, but you have to set firm boundaries and correct them when they get out of line, right? That's the kind of overall energy that I'm seeing. Now, do you want to continue this energy? Do you want to continue to have to be the mother in this situation, or do you want a partner in this situation? Those are something you can think about. Either way, it's going to bring you significant growth. And I think before the year end, both of you are going to have this kind of grow up, this kind of maturity. There we go. Maturity is better. Okay, tell me about the Lovers and this conflict. Okay. That was interesting. So we have the Nine of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles with generosity, essentially. And then kind of, we're just gonna, I really think that this is more clarification over here. So let's figure out what this dude is in a moment. But this is the Knight of Swords. And I think what the final message is here for you, Pile 1, is that while you've been very giving and nurturing and generous with your time and your space and your energy, and you are going to continue to do so because that's the opportunity for growth, right? It's looking at everything with love. And even people who kind of do you wrong, you can still show love to that person when you, even if they don't deserve it, right? Because it's more of a reflection as to who you are as a person and your own personal reactions. And I think that's kind of the main growth that you're coming into and realizing in the last part of this year. But I do want to say with, the Knight of Swords here, there needs to be a lot of communication before you make this conscious decision moving towards the end of this year, okay? The Knight of Swords is a man of action. He brings clarity to the situation. He's very swift in his judgment and really is kind of, what's the word, like forthright in knowing what needs to happen and what needs to be done. It's kind of swift moving action. And I think that you need to kind of embody both sides of that coin, right? Where you have this beautiful, loving energy in the Empress, but it's at the same time, this is a little bit of tough love, right? Where it's saying, okay, if we're going to continue, I love you, but things are going to change, right? We really need to move forward, and this is how it's going to go. Otherwise, I'm going to make the choice that I have to, that is going to lead me down to the best positivity and the best for me type of thing, okay? So then we have, and then we have this. So we have the Nine of Swords, and I really think that there's kind of a final push that is happening towards the end of this year where this is going to, you're that close, right? You're that close to completing this end of the cycle, and all these sleepless nights and all this anxiety and all this worry is really going to come to a close. I do want to see, I think also that I just had a thought that, especially since this is kind of like this outlier, it really makes me think that you feel like you're standing alone out here on kind of an island by yourself. Kind of, I'm the only one worrying about this. I'm the only one who's thinking about this. I'm the only one who has the sleepless nights and that sort of thing. And I really think that that's something you really need to push off, because while it still kind of burdens you in terms of like, heart related matters and that sort of thing, it's natural to feel that way. It's completely out of your hands once you kind of hold those boundaries. That person has to make a choice to honor your boundaries or not. So I think that's kind of why this is off to the side and not really in line with the rest of this reading, is because this is something that doesn't even need to be part of this. You are choosing to kind of live in this energy, and it just needs to be pushed away. There's a lot of wisdom here and growth that is going to come into fruition, and this isn't helping you, okay? This is going to make you second guess yourself. This is also going to make you kind of compromise on your boundaries. So stay away from this energy, okay? That's kind of what I'm saying. Let's take a look at your final messages here. Okay, so we have love. Love surrounds all your emotions. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. Now, if that wasn't double confirmation of what we were talking about with the Empress and just being a person of love and light, even if somebody doesn't deserve it, you can hold your boundaries, you can have your tough love, but you're still looking at everybody and everything in every situation with an open heart and treating everybody and making decisions from the heart. That's amazing. So, and this is a 17 and that reduces to an 8. You have 3 8s here. This is abundance growth. This is abundance in harmony and emotional peace. That is beautiful. So that explains also why the Sun is here. You are going to move forward into, no matter what the outcome, you are going to move forward into an abundance of positivity because you will have honored yourself in whatever way. The other decision that the other person makes is out of your hands. You can present it and their decision will tell you whether or not you want to move forward. Okay. And then also we have wisdom. Oh, okay. So double confirmation here. Wisdom, knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. And I think it's kind of both. You have the Empress here, which is kind of the mother. I don't know if you have talked with a mom or a mother figure about what's been going on, but or if you've been just kind of channeling your own inner mother. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to talk to yourself like you coming from a perspective where how you would talk to your child or a little kid and really kind of honor that inner child and just nurture it and make it feel better, just kind of thing. But also I think that this experience has really taught you a lot in terms of who you are, what you're willing to stand for, and really also standing up for yourself, right? And being able to not feel bad about holding people accountable and also holding firm to your boundaries. You don't have to feel bad about that. That is self-care. You don't just let people walk all over you. You are a strong, capable person with an abundance of love to give to someone. It's just up to them if they want to accept it and give it as well in return, because that's what you deserve, right? Well, Pile 1, that is everything I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you, please take a moment to like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And comment down below. Those things really help the channel, and I appreciate it when you do that. I answer all my comments, even though I don't get that many, so it's easy. But I love interacting with you guys, so thank you. But that is what we are looking at closing out for the end of 2024. So stay tuned for another reading based on what's going to be a little bit more in depth. It'll probably be a big, long reading for what you will be expecting in 2025. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be before the end of the year. Take care. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Bye. Hey there, Pile 2. If you chose the Carnelian Stone, this will be your reading for energies and things to know as we close out 2024. Consider this maybe your December reading, I guess, but I'm still going to do a separate December reading, more for, I think, Capricorn season coming in. But anyways, this probably isn't going to be your 2025 reading either. This is just kind of identifying cycles that are going to be ending in 2024 and opportunities to continue or to kind of shut things out, or just kind of like energies that are going to transition you into 2025. Does that make sense? I don't know, but we'll we'll see. So in front of you, we have what we're going to be using today is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. We are going to get some advice from the Fortune Oracle and also the Cupid Arrows. Those are just direct messages that will be coming from like your spiritual team. And then we are going to use the Golden Renaissance Tarot for your tarot clarification of everything. Okay, so let's take a look at what energies you are leaving behind. Also, what energies you are moving into. Okay, so we have Talisman, the number 49, which is 13, which reduces to 4. So 4. Talisman is, how do I want to put this? Because it's not really typical when it comes to the oracle cards. It's not one of those things where you could just look at that and be like, oh, I get it. So it has to do, again, with kind of wisdom and allowing you to recognize traps or things that are coming towards you, familiar patterns, negative behaviors, that sort of thing. Pretty much any negativity that you want to avoid, okay? There is a real emphasis here on you being at a place, especially with the Solitude card, where you are going to understand who your allies are and know the best routes along this path, right? As we close out this chapter. So you're kind of also at a place where you know what best choices to make, and just understand that you've kind of learned from your lessons and you've earned your right to the success that's going to be coming in the final chapter. Okay, so it's kind of warding you off. There's something, a divine protection here and a divine support that is really trying to, number one, protect you, but also help you recognize the missteps or the negativity or the obstacles that are coming into your way. And because I really think that you've been on a significant path this year that is, obviously we're all just coming to a close for the most part, but I think for you this is going to carry into the early parts of 2025. With the Solitude card here, which is a 4 again. The Solitude card, it doesn't, it looks very gloomy, but it's not. The Solitude is being comfortable in your own skin. It's being able to allow stillness to kind of flow through you. And it's also a time of meditation. And think of this as like the Hermit card, kind of like going within. So I do think that there is a heavy energy, I don't want to say heavy, but a strong energy here that while there's still some obstacles on your path, you are divinely protected, but also this is really helping you to kind of know yourself and go within and understand how you tick, right? It's like a really truck. It's like a conscious retreat. It's time for you to take a step back and take focus off your troubles and really pay attention to replenishing your energy. Okay, so it's kind of, think of it also as like the Hermit card mixed with like the Four of Swords. You really need to kind of rest and retreat a little bit, but also know that this path that you are on, you're kind of being divinely protected. And I do get the sense that you have this talisman here, but you don't know how to use it or how to call upon it. And when I say talisman, I just think of like this thing that is divinely protecting you, which are your spirit guides. And I think there's some Solitude also with the Hermit going within. It has the spiritual meaning of getting in touch with your own spiritual team and your own subconscious, and really knowing how to ask for wisdom, ask for advice, or just chat it up with them and and kind of see the messages that flow through. You don't have to ask specific questions, but it's always, I don't know, I find it helpful if you do. But let's take a look at a little bit more information and see what we're dealing with here. Oh no, don't blow out my candle. It's probably like the only light I have. Let's see. It's pretty gloomy outside. Open the window, but it's gray here. Okay, so Spirit, give me like 5 cards. What's at the center? Please tell me what's at the center of this reading. The Star. Making a wish. Okay, give me 2 more, please. Okay. Shinko. All right, so, ooh, okay. So we have the 6 of Swords. Make everything straight. Oh, okay. We also have the Death card. Big change. And we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, taking action. Very interesting. Okay, being an active participant in the change that is coming. Oh, right. Well, 10 of Wands is here with heavy burdens. We also have, like I said, the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords. Oh, this kind of reminds me of, what does this remind me of? Especially in this deck, it's such a pain in the bootay, but it's kind of moving past the difficulty, right? You're moving into areas where you can finally breathe, finally rest. The turbulent waters have kind of evened out. So you have a moment to breathe. It doesn't mean that everything's over, but the worst of it has passed, right? So I really think that okay, let's start with the talisman piece first. Let's start with this divine protection and the energies that are going to be kind of closing you out for the new year, or for the month of December. So it's acting, there's a change coming, a very significant change, and you are being called to be an active participant in this change. The Knight of Wands is, a creative and fiery individual with a lot of passion behind it. And I think that's what you're trying to embody when it comes to this particular change that is going to be coming in. But it's a positive, he's a positive force. It's not viewing the change with, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, this is awful. It's somebody who's kind of taking the role head on, even though he knows that he doesn't have everything. He's not the expert. He doesn't have everything in front of him, but you know what? He's just like, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and we're going to see what happens. With the Star card in the middle of your reading here, I think that you have this beautiful opportunity to kind of fulfill a lot of dreams, wishes, and or even what I would say kind of shape the way you want 2025 to go. So realizing that you have this divine protection, what would you wish for? What would you, if you could just make any wish right now, knowing that you have somebody behind, your spiritual team behind your back, what would you ask for? And then what I'm going to say is, with the solitude piece, going within and meditating and really kind of hermiting and trying to protect yourself and give yourself the energy that you are going to need to kind of get this wish off the ground in 2025 is what I'm seeing here. Maybe it's going to be releasing a lot of heavy burdens that you have in terms of moving past whatever energy this heaviness was in 2024. I think that releasing this burden and relinquishing a lot of that control, as well as taking a much needed rest is really going to push you through into the Six of Swords energy, where you're going to be in much better waters, and it's just going to get smoother from here on out, right? So let's see. I want some clarification. What is this? Let's find out what this change is. Okay. So we have, to clarify the change and the action, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. And then to clarify this one, we have the Two of Wands. Is it swords? Wands. Oh, it's swords. I can see the swords. Sometimes they're not very clear with their little pictures in here. I'm like, is he standing on swords or is he standing on wands? Okay, so let's see here. For some of you, when it comes to this change, I think you've been living in a little bit of not a victim mentality, but almost like a lack mentality that you're really needing to move forward. Perhaps you've gone through a little bit of financial troubles. Maybe your job or your home or something related to your foundation, because we have fours here. So fours are very foundational. It's your stability, it's your structure in your life. And if that is being affected with what has been happening in 2024, I think the change that is being pushed on you right now is getting out of this lack mentality. It's really recognizing that you are not stuck. There are things that you can do to kind of bridge that gap into this kind of positive star energy moving forward into 2025. When we pulled out the Two of Swords, there's a huge kind of I don't know component when it comes to making a decision to kind of release that burden, right? So if there is something that is sinking or tanking you financially or structurally, stability wise, whether it's your job, just tanking your energy, and just kind of keeping you in that, just like, just that suffering and that burdensome mentality, you might just have to really take a look at what needs to go in order for you to kind of gain that peace and that rest that you need. Nobody says you have to get rid of it per se, but it's kind of like, what am I going to do to adjust my mindset to where I can give myself some peace, some rest, and still move through and let this energy make its way through. And right now you don't quite know what to do when it comes to this. And that makes sense. And we'll get a little bit more clarification with this too. But you know what? Screw it. Let's get that one. Oh, you got Ask Your Angels. Seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So yes, okay, call upon your angels. You have that talisman here, and that is your spiritual team that is sitting there protecting you. I really think that the answers here are abundantly clear to you, but maybe you just don't trust yourself or trust that there is a force behind you that is going to make sure everything's going to be okay, that's going to help you release these burdens. The I don't know is here because sometimes just talking to your angels, you will get that spark. You will get that, kind of clarity out of nowhere where it's like, oh my gosh, it just hit me. Pay really strong attention to your dreams right now too, because sometimes that can be very illuminating as to what opportunities, even if they seem kind of far-fetched in dreams, sometimes they're full of symbology. You might want to, if there's something that's recurring in your dreams, you might want to look up the symbology behind whatever is popping up in your dreams. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but that's what it is. And then we have beware. Be careful of who you trust at this time. Okay, so that's never a fun card to get, but the beware card in number 3s is a lot about growth, right? And the specific message is really being careful of you trust at this time. And it's a warning card because it really emphasizes the danger of taking too many risks. So kind of being very careful and thoughtful about your financial and personal life right now, because it's kind of vulnerable. And if you have like a dependency on, you know, things that kind of harm your own well-being, whether it's like binge eating from stress, or if it's excessive alcohol or something like that, that is really going to kind of dumb it down and increase those burdens, because you're going to feel more helpless. Okay. So when it comes to don't when it comes to like your finances and stability and that sort of thing, if there is somebody coming towards you offering advice that's too good to be true, just beware and don't get involved right now with any get rich quick schemes or lending money or anything right now, because there is this real emphasis here on just treading really lightly, because I get the sense that there might be some sort of force at play here within someone that is not for your highest good. And kind of, you know, when people are kind of down in this lack mentality and are desperate to, you know, make ends meet or correct their situations, sometimes they can be easily preyed upon by other people who seem to have all the answers. I don't think that is the case for a lot of you right now, but I do think the beware card is kind of just here to let you know that just listen to your intuition and kind of be on your guard for those who do not have your best interests at heart. Okay. I kind of get the sense that some of you are really easily swayed by others' opinions, especially if they're strong opinions. You kind of seem like a person who is very easygoing, very go with the flow, very accommodating. And I think that there's certain things that have been taken advantage of you. And part of that is you possibly needing that divine protection around you right now and keeping those kind of wolves at bay. Just know that your angels are here and they're kind of watching out for you to a certain extent. You really are going to have to kind of isolate and isolate yourself from possibly people who do not have your best interests at heart. Okay. So definitely reach out to your angels team, reach out and just even like talk about the situation out loud. More often than not, you will be able to get those answers about anything that is kind of troubling you. But at the same time, just know that number one, you are going to move forward through this energy. We have the Six of Swords here. So there is an end that is coming in. Now, is it going to be fast or slow? It kind of depends on you. I think you need to take a much needed rest in order to gain that clarity. But at the same time, if this energy is really burdensome to you, I would definitely seek the advice of your angels and really see if they can kind of speed this up and get this energy gone. Because I think this is something we probably don't want to continue into 2025, but there's still this lingering energy here that doesn't give me the sense that this has fully closed out. With the Six of Swords, it's like, it's almost gone. Almost, you know, we're moving away from it, but it's kind of slow going. So definitely just pay attention and really look out for your own best interests and your own self-care right now, okay? Is what I'm seeing for you, pile two. So that is all the messages I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you, please definitely take a moment to like the video. That always helps. Comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you who has done that. And all the people who happen to like and watch these videos. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. So that is everything. I will see you at your next reading. Take care, pile two. Bye. Hey there, pile three. If you chose the raw quartz point, clear quartz point. This will be your reading for what we are closing out in 2024. We will be taking a look, if you didn't really watch the intro, we will be taking a look at what energies we are going to leave and close out in 2024, December-ish, and kind of figure out what the incoming energies and opportunities are for 2025 and if we're going to carry it through or what cycles are ending. So it really has depended on the reading. Actually, I've seen a couple weird things. Pile 1 was like, okay, we're stopping this and that's it. Pile 2 was like, ooh, this is kind of energy creeping in 2025. So let's see what we got for you. Okay, so we are using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards, and this will be kind of like the current energies that we're leaving behind or transitioning through, and this will be the energies that will be kind of carrying us into the new ones, replacing coming into 2025. Okay, these will be the Fortune Oracle and the Cupid's Arrow Oracle cards that we will get at the end for specific messages and advice from your spiritual team. And we are using the Golden Renaissance Tarot for the clarification of the Oracle cards. Okay, that's everything. Did I cover everything? Let's do this. All right, pile 3. So we have number 16 with Rescue, which reduces to a 7. And then we have Slow and Steady, which is a 3, a 12 and a 3. Well, that means to a 3. It's fine. Is Mercury in retrograde already? Because, yeah, I'm struggling. Okay, so the current energies that we're dealing with right now that we'll be transitioning through is asking for help and realizing when you need it, okay? You are in a period of expansion, and if you are kind of finding yourself in a little bit of trouble, and it could be in any sort of way, it could be just, and I don't even want to say trouble. It's just like if you're kind of stagnant, or if you're in a period of confusion of I don't know, or even just like a little bit of stress, there's something you can do right now to ask for assistance and ask for help. And this could be from spirit. This could be from, your divine team. But there is a strong emphasis here on there's nothing to fear. There is safety. There is also a heavy emphasis here of trust. It's like what you've been doing is getting into this relationship with your spiritual team and just kind of watching everything line up and really kind of showing you the path, and like everything's lining up kind of like magic to provide you with all you need. It's kind of like ask and you will receive. It's such a safe place to be in. So that's infinitely positive, actually. And it's a shame to be leaving that energy. But actually, maybe it's something you just won't need anymore, right? Because what we have coming is slow and steady. And you remember that I don't know, is that phrase, or it's like slow and steady wins the race. It's still, I get the sense that it's still kind of a continuing energy, right? You're going to have to trust that life is taking a more leisurely pace, and it's going to, even though you kind of want it to kind of speed up to kind of get to that end resolution, you're going to have, going through this particular period at a leisurely pace is really going to give you greater access to your dreams and your goals. So slowing down is going to allow you more contact in specific elements of your life. So just kind of really heavy emphasis on like savoring that journey and picking up those little crumbs of wisdom along the way is kind of what I'm seeing here. But let's get a little bit more information from the tarot. Try not to blow my candle out when I shuffle. It's always doing that. One of these days, it's just going to go poof. Okay. Give me a card for the center of the reading, please. What is going to... Okay, a couple? Okay, fine. They wanted two. That's funny. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Hierophant. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to need clarification on some of this because this is different, isn't it? Give me... Oops. Okay. Four. That would be great just to get one more. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see here. So we have the Three of Wands, growth, big time. We also have the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay. All right. There's a strong sense of dissatisfaction with something right now. I think that you are probably what we were talking about with the rescue piece where, you know, help being available. The Four of Cups sometimes has a lot to do with, I don't want to say rejection, but in the typical tarot, this one's, the picture's a little bit different, but, you know, he has 3 cups and the fourth one in the old tarot deck is like coming out of a cloud and he's kind of holding it to him and the guy has his arms folded and he's just like, ugh, no, I don't need it. And I get the sense that I don't know if you're kind of living in a prideful moment where it's like, I don't need help. I got this all under control. You kind of don't, is what I'm seeing here. And you're juggling too much to make things happen. There is an emphasis here with the Two of Pentacles. It really is kind of bridging the gap between asking and receiving help and being humble enough to realize that you do need help, and also realizing that slow and steady is kind of how you're going to get past all this, okay? Or get to the goal, the end goal that you really want for this year. And the Two of Pentacles is kind of like juggling and identifying priorities and possibly doing too much. And the Hierophant here is kind of like this, it's this contractual thing. This is usually like marriages. This is, structure, faith, and things like that. And even I think what they're trying to really emphasize here is that number one, you do need help. You kind of need that structure in order to balance out this energy and realize that, how do I want to say this? It's really kind of weird. In order to get to where you want to go, number one, you're going to have to realize that it's going to take time. You want to kind of rush things and push things through, and that's great. I would probably say that keep a hold of that lovely passion. The the Page of Swords here is very much somebody who wants to take that deliberate action, but at the same time doesn't have all the answers, doesn't have all the clarity in front of him. So there's a really strong emphasis against acting impulsively. I think there's going to have to be some research and like education or some sort of problem solving that's going to have to occur in order for you to really kind of balance out this juggling energy and make a priority and set that goal, and then realize that it's going to take some time to get to that. So I think your spiritual team is trying to just say, hey, settle down. The more you try to rush things, the more mistakes are going to happen. Or, slow down. You don't want to rush things because everything right now is lining up just the way it's supposed to happen, and you can't push through all these. This is something you're meant to go through. I get the sense that you're kind of not wanting to accept that. And you're probably a very ambitious person who really kind of wants to take the bull by the horns and move forward. But sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if when we get some clarification here that like the Hanged Man or something like that comes out to kind of slow you down, because I really think that there is a strong sense here that you are doing too much. Your divine team is trying to rescue you. There's going to be a forced slowdown because you are juggling and you're doing too much. And just a reminder that slow and steady is going to have to take place in order for you to get the result that you want. It's going to bring a period of growth and achievement. You're going to, like, the Three of Wands is kind of, it's the 111 card to me, and that has a lot to do with divine timing and manifestation and just growth. It's, to me, it's like a mini magician card. It's magic happening behind the scenes that is going to force you to expand your horizons. Okay. So let's get a little bit more clarification. But I didn't really address the 10 of Wands. So this is a burdensome energy, right? I think it's probably because you are dissatisfied with how the progress is going. And like I said, when we were talking about slow and steady, it's more about the journey than it is the end goal right now. And I think your spiritual team is really trying to tell you, hey, simmer down, is kind of what they're saying. So let's see if we can get some confirmation and additional information. I'm going to do it over here so I don't disrupt the cards. Okay, let's see. What do I want? I just want 2. Let's do 2. And they gave me 2 right off the bat. Oh, that is a trip. You got the Hanged Man. Freaking knew it. Ah, my God. That always gives me chills when stuff like that happens. Absolutely crazy town. Okay. So you got the Hanged Man. And this is... okay, whether you like it or not, life is going to put you on hold for a little bit. You need to be rescued. And I think when it comes to the rescue is your divine team coming in to say, all right, we're going to put everything on hold. You're doing too much. You're going to burn yourself out, or, things are not going to happen the way you want them to happen until you simmer down and kind of see things from a different perspective, or just kind of take a pause and let things unfold naturally as they need to. So with the Six of Pentacles here, the Six of Pentacles is, what is it trying to tell me here? Especially in terms of like this side with the slow and steady. I do get the sense that it's kind of that worker card. The Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles is not really about working as much as it's about being secure to give up a little bit without affecting your own stability. And sometimes it means giving to others, but I don't think in this particular reading that's kind of what they're trying to say. I think it's more of like a double message of taking a pause, is, being able to give away some of your time, or giving away some resources, or just being able to kind of stop the grind and take some time out to give back to yourself or to others is a really strong emphasis here. So you may be putting in too much energy towards the end of this year, the end of this cycle, to kind of push through what you want to happen. But like I said, life is putting you on a pause right now and wanting you to see things from a different perspective. You are going to have to really pay attention to where you're giving your time and energy to right now, because it's out of balance. You're juggling too much, and you need to give time and energy and resources to what matters to you right now. And even though it might, your particular goal that you want to achieve before the end of the year really seems like it's the burning need right now. I get the sense that it's not, because your spiritual team is here to tell you it's going to happen. Things are lining up the way you want it to. You can't force the issue right now. So go ahead and nurture and spend the time and give away your resources, time, energy, whatever, to those who need it most right now. That could be yourself. That could be your family. Maybe you've been so focused on getting through to this goal that you've been neglecting other areas. This is the giving card. Okay. So, and spreading your resources out and kind of giving back to those who need it most. Okay. That's trippy. I just can't. It's just crazy to me. Okay. So, this is funny. So we're going to wrap up with the rest of the messages. So universal energy is bringing you opportunities and possibilities. So birth is going to occur. Now, this is going to, it kind of, what's funny is that slow and steady is kind of like that birth as well. Birth is not this sudden happening where it's just poof, it's born. Think of like when, a baby is being born. You have to be grown and nurtured in the mother's body for like 9 months, and then labor and the act of bringing that person into the world, birthing, can take hours. It's very labor intensive, but it's slow and steady, right? I mean, those of you who just can pop those kids out in just like 20 minutes just amaze me. But there is an emphasis that is, things are lining up for you. You need to pause because the universal energy is bringing you a very amazing possibility or opportunity. Okay. You just need to take a moment to chill. And it's so funny that you got the rest card. Listen to your body mentally and physically unwind. There's like triple messages here. You're just doing way too much. It's time to slow it down for the month of December and realize that you are not failing if you don't reach your goal by the end of 2024, moving into 2025. You have all the time in the world. You have to trust in the divine timing. Things are lining up for you to bring you better opportunities, because if you kind of force the issue and don't take this period of rest or, putting things on hold and seeing things from another perspective, sometimes the opportunities and possibilities will just pass you by because you're just going a mile a minute and not sitting there and seeing what is being presented to you. Okay. Because that's what also we're seeing here with the Four of Swords. That should probably, so to kind of like, I don't know, to kind of recap everything, I do think that, what you're trying to do through the end of the year is admirable, and really you seem like a very focused and driven individual, but sometimes we do need to take a step back and really let the universe take control. Okay. Because even though you're on an amazing journey and you want things to like, you want the results right now. It's kind of like that instant awesome gratification where it's like, yes, it's the possibilities that are going to be and opportunities that are going to be coming to you are going to just roll in and line up one after another. And you don't want to be blind and zipping right past them. Okay. So also, there is a strong emphasis here on resting and giving yourself time to recuperate, and also give back to other areas of your life that mean a lot to you. So family, friends, yourself, things that have been getting less attention. Give those back for now. And December is that time, especially for, most of the world, where we're all gathering together with friends and relatives and things and celebrating. And it's supposed to be an amazing kind of magical time of the year where it can be kind of stressful too, but you know what I mean, where it's that spirit of community and coming together for something bigger and celebratory, right? So take a moment to slow down and enjoy all this. things are going to come. You will see this through into fruition. Just trust and know that things are lining up for you, not against you. Time is working with you, not against you. Okay, pile 3. So that is everything I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you, please take a moment to like, subscribe. That always helps the channel, and definitely leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I answer every single one. So definitely don't be shy to do that either. Okay. So thank you so much. I will see you at your next reading, pile 3. Take care. Bye.